Living in the state of Florida has a bunch of different benefits like the weather, the beaches, and the cost of living. But me as a Florida realtor, one of the biggest benefits is that you can buy a beautiful new home with a large piece of land at a very reasonable price. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly why we are here today, to show you an incredible example. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Renzo Montaiuti and I'm blessed to be the host of this YouTube channel. And if this is your very first time on this channel, I want you to understand that this is a channel where we look at new construction homes, resale homes, investment properties, and give you some very informative, informational videos. And in today's video, I'm excited to show you a beautiful home here in the area of Dunnellon, Florida. Now, the reason we came to this home is because it is situated on 1 acre of land. It has a pool and it has a lot of different features in a great location. Now, this property is going to feature 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 1 flex room, just under 2,200 square feet, and it's going to have 1.06 acres of land with a pool, 2-car garage, and then you're going to have an extra garage for your motorcycle or your golf cart. Now, before we get inside of this property, I want to make sure you have a good understanding of where this property is located. We're here in Dunnellon, Florida. Now, for some of us who aren't too familiar with the state of Florida, this is gonna be about 25 minutes from Ocala, Florida. We're gonna be an hour and a half from Orlando, Florida, and an hour and a half from Tampa, Florida. Miami's gonna be about 4.5 hours away from us, and then Jacksonville is gonna be 2.5 hours northeast of us. And then a little bit more local, we are gonna have your Publix, your Walmarts, your shopping centers, and your daily essentials only about 10 to 15 minutes away from this specific property. Now, one of the most underrated things about Dunnellon and Ocala is the nature that is being provided to you. As you can see around this home, we have a lot of beautiful mature oak trees. And one of the coolest things in this area is you're gonna have Rainbow River only 5 minutes away. So if you are somebody that appreciates and loves being outdoors, this is something you definitely want to consider. We're also gonna have Crystal River only 30 minutes away from this property. There's a lot of different nature. And for me as a nature lover, that's why I love Dunnellon. At the end of this video, I'm gonna break down all the information you need to know about this property in terms of the financing, how much it costs, what's the HOA, what's the taxes. Also, what are some ways that you can actually calculate how much you can afford based off your income, your debts, and your credit score. So these are all things that I wanna be super transparent about. With that, let's go ahead and begin. So first thing, this is 1.06 acres, and this is on a corner lot, okay? So we're a little bit higher up. We have a beautiful view of all of our neighbors, and we're gonna be elevated just a little bit over everybody else. Now, another great thing is you are elevated, so it means if there is any excess water, it's gonna run away from the homes. And that's one big thing, and one thing everybody asks me is, hey, Renzo, what about hurricanes? What about this? What about that? When you're in Central Florida, even if it's coming through the state of Florida, you're already gonna be much safer because by the time it gets to the center, it's already died down to a category 1 or less. As you can see, we're gonna have a nice traditional exterior. At the bottom elevation of the home, you're gonna have some nice stacked stone. And then this whole entire property is gonna be fenced in for your privacy. Let's get inside. Stepping into the home, ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing I want you to know about this property is that you're gonna have vinyl flooring throughout the entirety of the home. So there's not gonna be any carpet for those of us who want traditional flooring. As soon as you step into the home, to the right-hand side, you are gonna have your den. This is gonna be your office space. This is gonna be your meditation room, your at-home gym, or it could be your 4th bedroom. One thing I love about this room specifically is you're gonna be north facing, have tons of natural light coming into the home with the double windows. Now, as soon as you step out of the den, we come into the living room. Now, the first thing you really feel when you come into this space is you're gonna have the vaulted ceilings, which is really gonna make this whole entire area feel much larger. Now, this is really gonna be the heart of the home. You're gonna have this elegant open floor plan. The kitchen's looking into the living room is looking into the dining and nook area. You have everything collaborating perfectly together. This is gonna be the formal living space. You can set up your couch, your rug, your table, your TV, but really you can get as creative as you'd like. You're gonna have a nice fan above to give it a nice elegant touch. Now, across from the living room, here we step into the kitchen. Now this kitchen, it really does feel like something special. I love that. I can already picture having your living room set up over there, having a little breakfast nook, and watching the kids and the family watch a game on a Sunday afternoon here on this large island. This kitchen is gonna have a lot of different upgrades. You're gonna have your very large quartz countertop island with your farmhouse sink. Right down here is where your dishwasher is gonna go. Right behind me is where your stove is with the nice range. Your refrigerator is gonna be right over here, and there you go. You're also gonna have an extensive amount of cabinet space, and these are all gonna be shaker cabinets. You got some elegant handle fixtures. Now, off of the kitchen, here we're gonna have our laundry room. This is where you're gonna set up your washer, your dryer, have some extra cabinet space above. And then if we step out here, this is where we're gonna have like our 2.5 car garage. Here you got your 2-car garage, and then this is gonna be your space for your golf cart, for your motorcycle, or if you wanted to set up a space to just have your at-home workshop, this could be utilized for that. These are all gonna have garage door openers. And one nice thing is if you are working outside or something, you do have an entrance and exit here to the side of the garage. Now, stepping back into the home, I want you to picture it for a second. I just got back to my house, my pantry, my cabinets. I'm gonna grab a Snickers bar, and then I'm gonna go to the master bedroom. Now, stepping into this area of the home, we're gonna have our oversized bedroom. A nice thing about this room is you're gonna have your tray ceilings, you're gonna have 4 different windows, and you're gonna have a lot of different options in ability to play and get customizable with this room. You can set up your bed here, you can set up your bed here, put your TV over here. You really have it all. You're also gonna have a door that takes you out to the back patio. Now, if you follow me this way, right over here, we're gonna have our walk-in closet, plenty of space to store all of your clothes and your shoes. And now we get into the master bathroom. And I like that you have a change in ambiance with the lighting. You're gonna have your caved-in doorless shower, your double sink with the nice cabinets below, and then you're gonna have your toilet space and a window, but a shaded window behind it to bring in some natural light. So this is gonna be the master suite. Now we're gonna continue to the next side of the property and get into the next 2 guest bedrooms. First, we're gonna have our powder room right in here. So when you do have that family coming over, when you do have people, this is gonna be your half bath. You got your sink, your toilet, and then a linen closet and an exit out to the patio space. Now coming into the first guest bedroom, this is gonna be roughly about 12 by 11 feet, just to give you a perspective on the size. You can fit a queen size bed pretty easily, a king size bed. And again, you're gonna have 2 windows, one facing the south side of the home and one facing the east side of the property. Now, as we continue through, this is gonna be our second guest bedroom of the home. Same dimensions, 1 window facing the east side of the property. You got your closet space right over here. And again, continuing with the vinyl flooring throughout. Now, in between these 2 guest bedrooms, we're gonna have our full bathroom that's gonna be shared between them. You're gonna have your sink, your toilet, your bathtub with ceramic backsplash going to the top, and then you're gonna have your skylight bringing in natural light and a nice little linen closet. Now, my personal favorite part of this home is the backyard. Let's check it out. Again, Dunnellon nature, indoor-outdoor integration. They really thought of it all whenever they were designing this home and building it as well. You're gonna have tri-layered sliding glass doors, so you're gonna be able to open this up. You're not gonna have any bugs coming into the property because you are gonna have this screened in back patio area, which is a nice touch. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the dream. If you watch some of my past videos, I'm like, okay, we at least want you to have a back covered patio space so you can sit outside, enjoy the Florida nature. Of course, this is gonna give you much, much more. You're gonna have your long back patio. You're gonna have your ceiling fans with the light. And also we are gonna have some wiring for a TV outside. So if you do wanna watch some games over the weekend, here is gonna be your saltwater pool, ladies and gentlemen, looking out into your beautiful acre of land. Let's get outside. Now here we exit, and ladies and gentlemen, when you have so much land, this is where you can really let your imagination run wild. Me personally, I'd set up a pergola, an outdoor kitchen, get some cornhole, and maybe put some artificial grass, get a little putt-putt area. But this is really gonna give you all the space that you need. It's funny, my family's from Italy and Venezuela, and recently I went to Target and I bought cornhole. Every single Sunday now, after we have like our family asado, we go and we play cornhole, and it's getting so competitive. But I don't know, it's such a simple game, but I could definitely see my family playing it here. So I'm curious to everybody watching, what would you do with all this space back here? Well, you could potentially create an extra in-law unit. You could get the permits for it. So I'm curious, what would you do with this backyard? In the meantime, I'm gonna get inside and get you these numbers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure you guys have a good understanding. Now, before we get into all the finances, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Renzo. I've been in real estate for about 5 years now, and I've had a real estate team for about the past year and a half. One quick thing I want you guys to know is we take our jobs very seriously, and we really stick to 3 core principles. The first one is we work super hard for our money, and I understand you do too. So we're always here to make sure your money is safe. We're gonna tell you all the contingencies that are in place. And also, if there are any risks in a transaction, that we'll make sure you know about them before you sign anywhere on the dotted lines. Secondly, we're here to show you the best opportunities. Whenever you have a realtor, it is super important that they are an expert in the area. They need to know the new construction builders. They need to know the areas and the homes that have big pieces of land. And if it is impossible to find what you're looking for, we are very straightforward and tell you, hey, we can find this, but we might have to compromise on this. But one thing that we do best is we show you the best opportunities with the criteria that you give us. And lastly, if you do like one of those opportunities that we show you, we are here to make sure you get the best possible deal on that home. We're also very clear on what we can expect to get, and we always give you our strong recommendations, and I promise you every single transaction, we try and get you the best deal possible no matter what. We currently have 6 agents on the team, and we're dedicated every single day to making sure you guys have the best experience. Now that you guys know a little bit about me, let's get into the financing. First and foremost, this property is currently listed at $585,000. $585,000. The estimated taxes, you can be looking around anywhere from $5,500 to $6,000. One important thing to know is if you do buy a home as a primary residence here in the state of Florida and you've lived here for a year, you can apply for what is called a homestead tax exemption. You can deduct up to $50,000 off the taxable value of your home, and it can promise you that your property taxes won't go up more than 2% per year, which is huge. It is very important when you buy a home, homestead it, and at the closing table, we're gonna guide you how to do that right away so you don't forget. Now, another thing is in this community, you are only gonna have an $8 monthly HOA. It really just comes with keeping the integrity of the community alive. Essentially, there's no one that can or can't tell you what you can do. This is a very hands-off HOA. It's really just about bringing the community together, and you are gonna have certain events and things that you can take place with the community. Now, with that being said, I wanna make sure you guys have a good understanding on what down payments would look like in different scenarios here on these properties. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and say you're looking to move to Florida, purchase a property as a primary residence. I'm gonna use the numbers on this property just to give you an exact number and a relevant number right now. So the property is $585,000. You could do a first-time home buyer conventional loan program, and that's gonna be a 5% down payment. So 5% of $585,000 is just under $30,000. Okay, that would be your down payment on a property like this if you're looking as a primary residence. Secondly, if you're looking for a secondary home, 10% down is what you'd be looking at in terms of a down payment for a secondary home. So 585, 10% is gonna be just under $60,000. And then 20% down is what you'd be looking for as an investment property. Now you could do 15% down, but I always recommend if you're investing, do 20% down just so you could take out that private mortgage insurance, which would be about $200 to $400 on this property, depending on how much your loan amount is and also your credit score. But 20% down of 585 is gonna be $117,000. I just gave you the down payment for these properties, but there's also another cost that you guys need to take into consideration when buying a home, and that's gonna be your closing cost. Closing costs are gonna consist of your inspection. Second closing cost is gonna be lender and title fees. That's gonna be the bulk of your closing cost. And this is not including, the points you would be using to buy down the rate. You have your survey, you have your appraisal fees, and then you have some other small miscellaneous fees. But all in all, you can expect to pay 3% in closing cost of the purchase price of the home. So on the property like this, is gonna be another $17,550. Now, realtors are not here to just show you a property, bring you to the homes, make sure you're safe. We're also here to negotiate the best deal. That is one of the last things in our mission statement, is to make sure we get you a good deal. 90 to 95% of our clients right now are getting all of their closing costs covered. We find a way, we find a will, we find the seller's motivation. So we do a lot of research beforehand. But anyways, back to the point, most of our buyers, we have been able to negotiate all, if not most, of their closing cost. So that is one thing I want you guys to take into consideration. If you guys are looking to make a move to Central Florida and are looking for an aggressive realtor, that is something we definitely stand by. Now, lastly, I want to go over a quick formula for you guys to see how much you guys can afford. And this is going to give you a general range on where your price range is going to be. First, I want you to take your yearly income. So let's say you're making $65,000 a year. If you're gonna be going on the loan with somebody else, additionally, make sure you add up the numbers, all the numbers that we're gonna be talking about. What we're gonna do is divide that number by 12. So that's gonna give you about $5,416, and that is what they are making monthly. Now we're gonna divide that number by 2. Now, why do we divide that number by 2? The reason being is the banks aren't gonna lend you more than 50% of your monthly income. Now, this isn't the final number. From this number, we need to subtract all the debt, the minimum payment debts that you have, credit cards, student loans, mortgages. These are the main ones that you're gonna be seeing. So let's say you have a $250 car payment and a $25 credit card payment. So we're gonna subtract 50% of your monthly income from $275, which is $250 plus 25, and that'll give us $2,433. Now, this is the number, the magic number. That is what you're gonna be able to spend monthly on a mortgage payment. For us to turn this into an actual purchase price, what you wanna do is divide 0.007. Boom, $347,000. This is a rough average. I'd say give or take $20,000, just because taxes, HOA, insurance, all of those things are gonna take a big consideration into this number. So if you have no HOA, low taxes, you're in Central Florida, so you have low insurance, you're gonna have a higher purchase budget. Also depends on where interest rates are as well. I hope this helps. I hope you got a really good understanding of a few general things in real estate. And lastly, if there is anybody looking to move to the Central Florida area, to the Florida area in general, we would be more than happy to be your trusted real estate resource. And if you want to reach out to us, you can call our number at 407-250-9691. You can also go on our website, themontaiutigroup.com. I know nobody in the world can spell Montaiuti, so we got the link in the description below. And then we also have an email if you want to just send us a direct email with some detailed information about what you're looking for, and we'll make sure to get back to you ASAP. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. If you like this video, I got so many more just like this, so make sure to go look at some past videos. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.